Hello, my friend, and welcome to Wisdom Trek. This is Guthrie Chamberlain, and I'm your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for our 7-day-a-week, 7 Minutes of Wisdom podcast. This is day 348 of our trek, and last week we began a detailed series which we originally introduced in January called Your LifePlan Blueprint. We have synthesized this information into a 100-page PDF manual workbook which contains all the forms needed to create and maintain your personal life plan. This is our initial release of the manual workbook, and it is available for download at wisdom-trek.com on the left-hand sidebar of any page. Or if you are listening on your smartphone, you can text the word LifePlan with no spaces to 44222, and your life plan will be delivered to you in an email. The manual workbook is free during the month of May, so I encourage you to become one of our early adopters so that all the updates will be available to you free also. By the end of 2016, we will have a complete web mobile version available of your LifePlan Blueprint, which will allow you to complete it online. Thank you so much for coming along with me on our trek through each page of your LifePlan Blueprint. If you'd like to listen to any of the past episodes, please go to wisdom-trek.com to listen to them and to read the daily journal, which also contains pictures and graphics. You can also subscribe to Wisdom Trek at iTunes, Spreaker, Stitcher, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and Google Play so that each day's trek will be downloaded to you automatically. We are broadcasting from our studios at Home 2 in Charlotte, North Carolina. On Wednesday evening, my sister Rebecca joined us for dinner and our monthly get-together as we continued our trek down memory lane, looking at old family pictures. With this past weekend being Mother's Day, it was a time of reflection and thankfulness for our mom. Although she is no longer alive, her legacy and impact continues in our lives each day. As a reminder, we are looking at changing the format of Wisdom Trek on June 1st, so please email me at guthrie@venturecg.com or leave a comment at the bottom of today's journal and let me know if you'd like me to continue Wisdom Trek on a 7-day, 5-day, or 3-day per week schedule. Also, let me know if you'd like any changes in the format of our daily trek. Thank you so much in advance for your help. It's now time to get started on our 10th day of your LifePlan Blueprint workbook. If you have missed any of the previous days in this series, they are available at wisdom-trek.com. We have finished up changing your thought patterns and the purpose of your goals within your LifePlan Blueprint, and now it's time to explore the framework for which the blueprint was built on. Any solid structure needs a solid framework at its core, and the core for your LifePlan Blueprint is the WESPER framework, and today we'll look at an overview of it. If you are following along in the manual workbook, we will first cover page 19 and 20 as we introduce the WESPER framework and the workflow for creating your life plan. I will go into a detailed analysis of each step on subsequent days, so for today's trek, just focus on grasping the overall concept. The WESPER framework. Within the framework that I briefly introduced yesterday, I then designed the blueprint to follow the same strategy. As a Christ follower, when I consider setting goals, which are an integral part of my life plan, the first step is for me to seek wisdom. I seek wisdom through prayer, meditation on God's Word, and through wise mentors. This will ensure that my plans and desires will bring glory to God and not myself. Now, if you're not a person of faith, I would still advise that you meditate and seek wisdom from others about your life purpose, plans, and goals that you would like to set before moving on. The next step in the WESPER framework is to establish a vision. From there, a strategy needs to be implemented to achieve the goal. After that, making specific plans are crucial. Once plans are in place, it requires execution of those plans. And the final step is to review the entire process to ensure that the end result is the same as the original objective. After creating this 6-step process for one goal, I realized that as long as I use these same key principles and follow the same formula, I would see similar success in every goal as part of my overall life planning process. I have named this process the WESPER framework. Suddenly, my life planning and subsequent goal achievement became much easier and more surmountable. The uncertainty that used to surround the successes of my goal pursuits withered away in the face of this process. As with our trek of life, there will be obstacles and detours, and we cannot predict with certainty, but the WESPER framework does provide a solid blueprint to follow. While time and energy still needs to be invested, the process of goal setting as part of an overall life plan has turned into a more predictable science than an abstract art. I knew that as long as I followed the same formula for all my goals, I would definitely face a much greater probability of success. Eventually, I distilled down the key elements of what I was doing so that I could share it with others such as you. This process allows anyone, regardless of their financial or social position in life, to have the same success in goal setting and life planning. It flattens the playing field so that all can benefit from it. The 6-step WESPER framework, which I designed to be built on the foundation of your life purpose, is the core of the Wisdom Trek Your Life Plan Blueprint. This planning process and the WESPER acronym reminds me of when Elijah was seeking God's guidance in 1 Kings chapter 19, verse 12. After many cataclysmic events, God spoke to Elijah in the sound of a gentle whisper. The Wisdom Trek life planning process is not a quick fix process, but instead, it is a quiet, life-changing process. This process dovetails into the concept of Wisdom Trek as we look at life as a trek, taking one step at a time. Now let's move on to page 20 of the manual workbook, which shows an enlarged view of the WESPER framework and what the acronym stands for. This is designed to be a memory tool so that you will easily remember the steps as you create and execute your own life plan blueprint. So the WESPER framework. The W stands for wisdom, to seek guidance from God and trusted mentors. The E stands for establish, set the vision and goal in place. The S stands for strategy, to devise strategies to succeed in your goal. The P stands for planning. Identify plan elements based on these strategies. The E stands for execution. Bring the plans and goals to life. And the R stands for review. Assess the outcome and the next steps. Although the WESPER framework can be used to reach individual purposes, objectives, and goals in life, the real power is achieved when it is used in conjunction with your will of life. This will allow your entire life to be in balance as you pursue your overall life purpose and your objectives for each area of your life. Before you go any further in the WESPER process on how to establish goals, you need to determine what your life plan will consist of. There are various ways to do this, but based on my experience and my personality, I believe that you do not need to overcomplicate life. So let's keep it simple. The most effective and efficient way to plan your life is to segment your life into 7 logical areas. The graphic on page 21 of your life plan blueprint or in today's journal is considered your wheel of life, and it breaks life down into 7 major areas. The Wisdom Trek Your Life Plan Blueprint is segmented into the 7 areas that comprise your life. We will refer to these areas quite often as part of our plan. And the 7 areas of life that I've segmented are spiritual, family, physical and health, mind and intellect, personal and social, financial, and then work and career. And you are the hub in the center of the wheel. On our trek for today, we explored an overview of both the WESPER framework and your wheel of life. These are the 2 core components that make up your life plan blueprint system and is the structure and process for designing an effective and impactful life. Tomorrow, I will lay out the life planning philosophy and we will learn the important concepts of the WESPER framework. This information is on pages 22 and 23 of your Life Plan Blueprint Manual Workbook. And if you have not done so already, make sure that you download your Life Plan Blueprint on wisdom-trek.com and encourage your family and friends to join us and then come along with us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, creating a legacy. That will finish our trek for today. Just as you enjoy these daily doses of wisdom, we encourage you to help us to grow Wisdom Trek by sharing it with your family and friends through email, Facebook, Twitter, or in person when you meet with them, and invite them to come along with us each day. The journal for today's trek is available at wisdom-trek.com. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, I am your friend as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal each day. As we take this trek together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and leave a living legacy each day. This is Guthrie Chamberlain reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you tomorrow.